We also watched the Kanye documentary Genius.
Yes, we did.
First part.
So it's so good.
It really is.
It is so good. My problem is that everything that he's doing right now with Kim and Pete, and I don't want to keep harping on it because everybody's talking about it, and we all know what he's doing. Like,
he's hurt.
Yeah, he's hurt, but we also know there is some mental instability there.
We gotta stop putting that on him.
You don't think so?
I don't know.
You think what he's doing is stable behavior? Because I think at this point now, even sharing the private text messages, even sharing the responses from them, that's just a lot to do. It's a lot. Like, anybody could be like, he just want his family back. But if your family, you can't force somebody to want to be with you.
Yeah, but if you don't know that.
If they've told you that.
There are a lot of people out there.
If they've told you that.
Kanye's not the first person to want somebody and go about it the wrong way.
But nobody's saying that. Nobody. But certain ways are. It's like a little much.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. Like, you have to recognize the position that you're in, and he clearly knows the position that he's in. He knows that, and you're using your fans.
Well, he feels helpless. He feels,
and that's okay. But you have to realize when it's dangerous. Everyone doesn't understand, I guess, where he would be or understand a situation like this. There are plenty of men that do things like this and don't understand how it's wrong. And I personally have been in a situation like that where it was like, I had somebody that was real, like, telling everybody, like, I'm gonna marry her. So I don't even know, like, fucking with other people, but like, I'm gonna marry her. And we had clearly been broken up. We had nothing. He hadn't been in my life, nothing. But he was telling people that he was using his friends to against me, basically, in a lot of fucking ways, like, that did not know me.
Right. And
they didn't know the situation that we were in. But it was very, like, all of this is kind of triggering for someone like me, because it's, even if he's not putting hands on someone, like, it's kind of abusive. Like, when you're that person and you have all of these people, like, you know what your words do.
He didn't know what his words did.
That's Baby, why yes, he does.
That's why he went out there and said,
Baby,
no
yes,
one touch Pete or Skeet.
He knows what his words do. And even if she's pleading with you and saying, can you please stop this? This is dangerous. Well, he posted
something.
Yeah. And even when she said, why is it that you can't keep our conversations private? And he was like, because my favorite person in the world texts me. You think I don't want everyone to know? That's some shit, honestly, that I've been through.
I'm going to tell you like this. I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying, but even like watching the doc, you forget who Kanye West is,
so that's
where
the thing.
He comes from,
that's the
and
thing.
The things that he's gone through.
That's the thing. But that is also something to take into consideration when you're responding to some of the things that he says. Like, we completely forget how he was after his mother passed.
Yeah. And I think
how it affected him.
That was the key to a lot of the instability that you see now.
We forget how it affected him.
I also think that's why he's holding on to this so much.
And I do too. But the problem is, like, he was out dating other people and all this other stuff, and then someone comes around I don't even know if they're legally divorced, but then he has this much of an issue with it. He was literally doing all this while he was parading around town with somebody else, and that's not okay.
Listen,
that's not fair or okay.
I don't know that young lady, but
he wasn't. Pete hasn't even done. He wasn't even doing nothing disrespectful. They were literally out to eat or whatever else, and then he sent him a text, and even he didn't want to get in the way of his kids. He didn't want to have, right. As a man. And then he responded like, "No, you'll never." There was so much more in that text message that he said, and he just acknowledged that one little thing, and then posted on social media.
I get it.
And it's like, this is something that, for one, your kids are on social media. Or
his kids aren't on social media.
Well, they're on TikTok. His daughter's on
TikTok.
TikTok.
His daughter just got on TikTok.
But not even that. Knowing who they are, they are aware of some of these things. I am sure they know some of these things that are happening.
I don't think so.
You don't think no one has told them? They haven't been in any situation where they know any of these things?
No, not at all.
Or when they go out the house?
No.
Paparazzi, nothing? You don't think these kids are aware of any of this?
No.
Or at least the older ones?
No. I just don't. I think that they
But that's what I'm saying. When you go back to, when you have to recognize the position that you're in, like if we all know all of these things, we can't escape it. Even if we try to.
We're on the outside. Man, love is stronger than crack.
That's great, but that's not, you can't force someone to do something they don't want to do. And his whole intention is like, no, I'm going to do this.
He's
but now,
not even thinking
but you're not
her.
You're not even respecting my wishes of just keeping this between us, dealing with this. Why would I want you to be around? Why would I want to be around that? Why would I feel like it was stable for you to be around your kids like that if you can't even listen to that? No, that's a real thing though. It's not about keeping someone away from their kids, but it's you're presenting behavior that is erratic. And that's unfair when I'm trying to handle this with you, but you're doing all these other things that are making this situation dangerous. And yeah, these can be your children. And I'm speaking from somebody that's dealt with stuff like this, but you're not showing me something that makes me feel safe. Like you can't even listen to simple instructions. You can't even be an adult about this and handle this in our family.
Yeah, I see all of that. He's being very immature. But I do understand what it feels like to love someone with all of your heart.
Yes.
And have no way of having them. And if I was...
But do you understand how dangerous that is? Like, you love them this much, but you're doing all these things that is making them feel unsafe.
No, I get that.
Or not respected.
And he's probably looking at it like, yo, that's the furthest thing
but
from what I want to do.
Your goal is still like, no matter what happens, you're going to be in my life. Do you understand how dangerous that sounds?
It sounds scary as hell.
Yeah,
it sounds
being on that side.
Hell.
And you can say love is whatever, but like you have to kind of get over yourself and look at the situation that you're creating.
No, most
for
definitely.
Your family.
Most definitely. But I think that...
Especially for a whole bunch of niggas that was like, why are you with Kim? And talking shit about Kim. And now they all, nah, go get your family back, King. Shut the fuck up.
See, I think you're more mad at those people.
Yeah, why not? I'm mad at the whole situation because I don't think I think some people haven't dealt with these things. They don't understand how they can affect somebody, and they like not being aware of the environment that you're creating for that family. Like, you really want her to be in a situation where she's miserable because she feels like she's not being listened to.
I don't think
or she feels like you're so erratic.
I don't think he's seeing that.
But that's the thing. Like I said, that documentary is fucking amazing. That was only part 1. And there were a lot of things in there that I knew about him, but even just seeing the dynamic of him and his mom and what he lost and the family structure that he wants to have or he's had before that you know what I mean? Like, I can understand how he got to this place.
Yeah. And that's all I'm saying.
But that's why I say mentally there's a break there.
And all I'm saying is this: have empathy with that man and don't be so quick to put mental health as the reason as to why he's acting the way he is.
So what would be a more suitable reason than to be empathetic and realize that there could be some instability there instead of just being like, nah, fuck him, he crazy, lock that nigga up, he doing some wild shit.
What's the question?
What else could you say? Like, is that not empathetic to recognize that he probably had some sort of break?
I just think that is I think that when it comes to mental health, we have to be cognizant that at the end of the day, it may not be mental health. We can't just throw mental health on any person or any situation.
So what would be a better response?
That
then?
nigga just might be in love.
And that's not more dangerous?
In a bad way. No, I'm not saying that it isn't dangerous. I just don't like when...
So you would rather me look at him as being dangerous than recognizing that he could be going through something?
I would rather you not... As someone who deals with mental health
Me
issues,
too. You want to go bat for bat? Well, who crazier? You want to do that?
I mean, if you do, I win.
You do.
Just saying.
You do.
But I just don't want that term just placed on someone that could just be in love and in a bad situation.
I know. So it almost sounds like it's more for you to feel better about yourself.
No, not better about myself.
Because
not at all.
I think recognizing that is better, because then you know how to deal with that. Like, I think that this documentary could help.
Could help what?
Could help maybe the way that we look at him and what he's doing.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Because a lot of people are like, yo, what the fuck? And then there are a lot of people that are like cheering him on, but no one's just looking at the actual situation itself and being like, okay, there's got to be a better way to do this. Or maybe we should realize that this isn't going to happen for you.
He just needs a friend. He needs a friend.
Or to actually listen to a friend.
That too.
He could have plenty of friends.
I have a feeling that he doesn't have too many friends. He might have a lot of people that are around him.
And in that documentary, like, I saw a lot of confidence, and I've seen that. Like, we know he's been this person forever. At certain points though, you have to, like, you've made it to where you want to go. Right. Like, what you've been working towards, you are that nigga. You are there. You are. I know, people always want to be bigger. I get it, but you've gotten out of people doubting you,
right?
Which seemed to be his biggest struggle. But at some point, you have to listen to other people, especially if you're trying to figure out why all these things you're doing are not working.
Well, at the end of the day, if you've gone through your life where people have told you the opposite and you had to prove them wrong.
And you realize how dangerous that is in a relationship? It's like, nah, I got to prove to you that I could be the best husband that
I'm not defending his actions.
Yeah.
I'm only stating, I just don't want to look at this without looking at it in totality.
But that is me looking at it like that instead of just dismissing him.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Let's drop it because I have to go do something tonight.